episode of Play Cam. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well as watch the video all the way through. Not because I asked you to, because today we're going to be hanging out at Max Pines. Well, not necessarily hanging out at Max Pines. Leaving from Max Pines, and we're going to be going on the four-wheeler trail. But it's not actually four-wheelers. We have side-by-sides because they're safer and funner, and like mine's got air conditioner and heater, and specifically for this trip, heater is freaking great. My goal for today is to show you how to leave from Max Pines, because you look up videos on the internet and it doesn't really tell you how to sort of, like, you camp here at Max Pines and then you go to the trailheads, which you kind of have to get on the road to go to the trailheads, and I want to kind of give you the ins and outs of that.
Nothing but fun stuff.
Yeah, and this is Sam.
How are we?
Look at his hair.
I need to shave.
This is Paul.
I don't have a girlfriend though.
Thank God.
Got a wife.
Right. This is Max Pines. This is actually the cafe, and it's on Highway 7 in Arkansas. And they have all these cabins here that you could stay in. Look at my hair. Wow. This is what they call the house. This is where we're staying. That is the trailer over there somewhere. I'm not sure if you can see it. And then over that way, they have RV spaces. And of course, you could set up a tent if you wanted to. I think they have like what they call primitive campsites. And Max Pines is locally owned by a guy named Greg. I'm going to list his number right here. I'm going to put it right here on my shirt. All you got to do is call ahead of time as much as possible and let them know the 2 to 3 days that you're going to stay, or you could stay a week, I don't know, and just let him know you're coming. He's going to take your credit card information, and then you can pay cash when you get there, or you can pay credit card when you get there. Today we're going to ride on the backside of Max Pines, which is, you go to this horse barn and then you cut in right there. This is Highway 7 here, and then this is all the riding you can do on the backside of Max Pines, and then this is all the riding you can do on the front side of Max Pines. Today we're going to do this. Some kind of cave. It's like a flat rock here, and then it goes under there. I don't know what's, probably 30 foot back up in there. That's kind of cool. And as you drive these trails, you're going to see lots of places you can get out and explore. Don't hesitate to stop and explore, because there's lots of caves, lots of waterways, lots of really fun things to get into, and like cemeteries are all over the place. You're going to see that a little bit later in the vlog. One thing you got to know about the backside of Max Pines is that it's pretty rocky when you first start out, but after you get on into it, maybe, I don't know, what, 4 or 5 miles or so, it starts to flatten out and it gets to be pretty normal. Don't get discouraged because it's kind of rough to begin with, because it flattens out quite a bit. The same thing applies for the front side of Max Pines versus the back side, which is where we're at, is that there's a lot of water crossings. You can stop and just relax and feel free to picnic and kind of hang out and just take your time and not rush through everything. And that's one of my issues with hiking, is I always feel like I'm in a race, and for here, you're not in a race. You're really just kind of hanging out. And this is a vast area of national forest, and I always follow whenever I go, except for this trip and a few other trips that I've actually navigated, because I have Ride Command on my Polaris, and that really helps a lot. And you don't necessarily need Ride Command. I think they have other GPSs, but most definitely get yourself a GPS. And most GPSs have a tracking mode or maybe a follow me mode, and it just leaves a little squiggly line wherever you go. And worst case, if you feel like you've gotten lost, you just follow that little squiggly line right back. Died there?
Well, something went down right there. I carried down to you. Pet cemetery.
So
like the movie.
Yeah, so if I bury myself here, I could wake up the next day evil.
That's exactly right.
That would not be cool. And of course, you know, it's not like a fun time to joke around, but at the same time, it's like we're all gonna join them someday. The cemetery is a little bit different because it's literally in the middle of nowhere. It's not like a really defined cemetery. It's like, there's a tree, there's a headstone. Man, that is wild. All this is graves, and I'm not sure the origination of this cemetery, but it is literally in the middle of nowhere. Look at this one. That is weird, man.
1886 to 1921. Well, that's what, 35?
It's probably a footstone, but it's right here in the cedar tree. And there's the headstone. Born in South Carolina, October 1845, died 1894.
Carry out here in a horse and buggy.
Right, transporting the bodies, but you also have to transport the headstones and such. Baby born and died 1935, January 22nd. My birthday is actually January 24th. And as far as I know, the cemeteries out there are legal to explore as long as they're not locked up, but just be respectful. Always try to not step on the actual grave and just not like leave any trash, which I don't leave any trash anywhere. People that throw trash on the trail suck. Makes me want to kick them in the nuts. That is 100% a megalodon tooth. Parker, I'm gonna let you sit on this. I'm gonna turn it. I always see they break open a rock, find like a diamond. Let's do that. Try to pick the round ones.
Yeah, that was way harder.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was a diamond in the making.
Sometimes the river is going to be way too high for you to cross, so just kind of like use your better judgment. Like if the water's flowing too fast, don't go across. But like right now, ease across, have fun with it, and he's going to come back and get me because I wanted to get that shot.
These are Kansas mountains.
And one cool thing that you should not hesitate to do is actually take your grill out here, like a mini grill. You gotta have a propane bottle, and we're gonna make some, what are we doing?
Oh, this is like a 12. Jalapeno and cheese.
Gotta go over there.
They born the shit for us to wipe.
Yeah, dude. Most definitely bring you a little trail grill and plenty of meat to cook, or sandwiches, or whatever you choose to eat, because these rides we were taking, I think the previous day we got there a little late. It was like a 22-mile ride, and then the next day was 30, 35, maybe 40 miles. So you tend to be out there pretty much all day, and having something to eat really helps a lot. And honestly, having something hot to eat is sort of a godsend out there in the woods. It's kind of like when I'm hiking, I sort of held out on getting the dehydrated meals so I could have a hot meal, but it was really like Jesus whenever I had a hot meal hiking in like 25 miles. And I wanted to also take this opportunity to tell you that you're not gonna have any cell phone service, so don't plan on like being able to call out, but I always have my little, here. I always have my 𝐵𝐿 device. It's like a satellite communicator, and it hooks to your phone, and then you can text out. You can't call out, but you can text out in case of an emergency, and sometimes emergencies happen. There's been people get hurt out there. Luckily, we've been pretty careful. If you ever need an evacuation anywhere in Arkansas, sometimes there are trailheads close by or like a county road that you can touch, but sometimes you're in the middle of nowhere, so just be careful. And what you just saw there was a rope swing, because during the summer you could swim. I guess you could swim during the winter if you wanted to, but it's so fun to get out there in the river and swim during the summer. Some other closing thoughts is bring plenty of gas, because you're gonna burn up like, I would say like 5 gallons a day. I normally bring a 5-gallon can for each day of the trip, and make sure you have a radio or even maybe some headphones, because it's great to be able to listen to music while you're riding through the trails. I'm talking like turn on to Leonard Skinner. You get what I'm saying. And with that said, that has been another episode of 𝐶𝐿. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Have fun on the trail, and we will see you next time.